More laughter.
Tama po, tama.
More fun.
Here.
Dude, again, just a plug.
More LAC. Only here on INCRadio, Los Angeles.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to INC Radio Los Angeles. Thank you so much for joining us. And I am one of your hosts, Sister Juana Main Angka from the local congregation of Pasadena, hashtag KAS or PAS. So, and we are coming to you live, and we are in the local congregation of Eagle Rock. And speaking of Eagle Rock, let me introduce to you my co-host, Sister Jaylene.
Thank you so much, Ate Jo, and thank you to everyone joining us this morning. And you heard it right. We are coming to you live here from the local congregation of hashtag Eagle Rock, my local congregation, hashtag ER. And my name is Sister Jalen, and I'm very excited for our special broadcast today because we are celebrating our 5th anniversary of our district multimedia under the Christian Family Organization. So, Ate Jo, can you please give us the honors of introducing our guest?
Yes, thank you so much, Sister Jaylene. So we won't keep everyone waiting, but before that, we would like to remind those watching at home to please comment your shoutouts and greetings on our YouTube live chat and with your hashtag local congregations. So without any further ado, here are our guests today. So telling us their names, local congregation, and their office as part of the district multimedia team. So starting with Sister Adrian.
Hi, I'm Sister Adrian. I am from the local congregation of Los Angeles, hashtag LA, and I am multimedia's videographer.
Hi, I'm Brother Ed Alva. I am from the local congregation of Santa Clarita, hashtag SC. I am the multimedia director here in the District of LA.
Hi, my name is Sister Christine Andrade. I am from the local of Santa Clarita, hashtag SC, and I am multimedia on-cam reporter.
My name is Brother Andrew Makadangdang. I'm the District Multimedia Advisor from the local congregation of San Fernando Valley, SFV. Thank you,
Brother Ivan Capistrano, from the local congregation of Oxnard, hashtag OXN. I am the district CFO multimedia producer.
And I'm Sister Aika from the local congregation of Lancaster, hashtag LAN, and I am a video editor and cam op.
Ooh. All right. So, welcome to our guests, and thank you so much for giving us your time today to join us and allowing everyone to see your wonderful face. Because sometimes you guys are behind the camera, you know? So, also thank you to those who are part of our multimedia team, but are still working behind the scenes. So, everybody here in our live audience.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty. So, just curious though, I know for a fact the offices that everyone has mentioned are not your only responsibilities for multimedia. I guess with the exception of Andrew, what other duties have you done even just once as part of the multimedia team? So let's start with Kyle.
Well, I mean, I basically have done basically everything. I've done editing, videography, graphic design. I've done a lot of graphic design. I've written scripts. I've been on cam. I just pretty much everything.
Okay, great. And then Brother Ivan.
So I'm primarily script writer and producer, but at times I would have to steal someone's camera. Y'all, thank you very much, because I only have my phone. Take someone's camera and get some footage, do some like on the spot audio interviews, those kind of things. Production assistant, getting coffee for Kai Andrew.
That's not true at all.
But that's pretty much been my role with the multimedia.
Okay, thank you. And then Sister Ike.
Kind of similar to Korea Ed, we almost do the same stuff, but I occasionally do some voiceovers for some of the videos, and then occasional script writing as well.
Okay. Thank you, Sister Adrian.
Hi, so I've done photography, and then I've also written some scripts for the district. I think I've directed some of the projects that we've been taken off. So there's that. So I think that's most of it.
Okay, and last, certainly not least, Sister Christy.
Yeah, so I mostly do on-cam reporting, but I also help when I can, like doing photography for our events and projects in the district. And Pat Ed is always so helpful with teaching me new things. So I started doing like graphic design and started to get like a passion in editing and things like that. So definitely multimedia has just been an opportunity for me to try different things, and I think everyone can say the same.
Wow, thank you so much. That's very interesting, right? So I feel like all roles and responsibilities for multimedia are really challenging. So, but at the end of the day, when you've accomplished what you're supposed to do, it'll just put a big smile on your face. And speaking of, my first question is for one of the faces of LAC, Sister Christine. So, as a correspondent, how important it is for you to be able to speak fluently and to think fast on your feet of things that you should say when unexpected things happen during a live report? And are these things equally important to looking good and presentable in front of the camera?
That's a really good question. I think, oh, it's a loaded question. Well, first and foremost, it is really important to really be good with your speech, because at times, like especially for live reports, which most of the time I don't really do. Most of the time it's like pre-recorded, which is really great, because the difference between live and pre-recorded, I think a lot of people know, is that when you're doing live reports, you can't make mistakes, which is, what you guys are doing, right? You're hosting live. And if you make a mistake, everyone's gonna know. So I think it's really important to be very confident in what you're speaking, or being very eloquent and very, just precise, especially knowing like activity that's coming at hand. I know that there have been times, sorry, go ahead, where there are times where I'm given the script or things like that, and sometimes I don't read it, and then it's like right there, I'm like stressing out, like, oh my, I don't know, I don't know, and then you just have to really be mindful of being very composed and things like that. And then I think you asked about just like presenting yourself. Is that the question? Looking good. I mean, I think everyone likes to look good. I think it's important. I think that also just boosts your confidence. I think even like when you're on cam, I think people might worry like, oh, like, is there like lipstick on my teeth, or is my hair okay? But I think it's just kind of like a job. When you're going to an interview, you want to be presentable. So I think it's important, especially as members of the Church of Christ, where we're reporting about an activity. So you want to look presentable for that, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Christine. Sister Christine, and I literally took a page out of your book today as well. So we've heard from our talent. So let's go ahead and ask about the person behind the camera. So, Sister Adrian, do you believe the features and capabilities of the newest and top of the line mobile phones can match what an actual camera can do? Why or why not?
Okay, so thank you for the question. Well, okay. So yes and no, because there are a lot of features that the new cameras have right now. Like I feel like a lot of the cameras are trying to step up their games when it comes to photography, just so that it can be more feasible to use for some other things like vlogging and outdoor photography, videography, etc. But I feel like honestly, it wouldn't compare to what a DSLR or a mirrorless camera can do, because there are a lot more options that you can kind of tinker with when it comes to actual DSLR and mirrorless cameras. There are a lot of features that you can kind of use when it comes to a specific thing in film or in videography, or what specific field that you want to dive into. So there are a lot more adjustments that you can do on an actual camera.
Okay, thank you. So, Sister Aika, what are the advantages of recording the audio separately from the video? And how does that affect your work as a video editor?
So I think for me, the advantages would be that you kind of enhance your quality a lot more. So when you have two separate audios, um, one tends to be a lot cleaner, because sometimes the camera picks up a lot of background noise. So when you have the separate audio to edit with, your edit is a lot nicer to work with. But I think now a lot of technology is more advanced. So sometimes I feel like the separated audio doesn't even matter all the time because I can just remove the background noise through my editing platform. So I guess it kind of just varies, but it's usually just for a cleaner sound.
Oh, thank you so much. Wow, I just learned something new.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We all. So now, without the great ideas, there won't be any projects at all. So that's why I wanted to know from Brother Ivan, where do you get most, if not at all, the inspiration when thinking of ideas and projects to focus on for our church project?
I'll take this question. Um, all of the ideas they come. Me and Brother Ed, when we're kind of thinking up a film, thinking up an idea for a script, uh, the basis is always the words of God. So we consult with Andrew, sorry, also with our resident minister, Ed. But what other ministers want to give us guidance, whenever they're able to kind of give us advice, we always seek guidance from the word of God. So every film that we've been able to make, the basis has always been a Bible verse, a concept that propels our lives as Christians, as members of the Church of Christ. So that's always the main focus. And then you kind of take those concepts and apply them to how do Kadiwa, how do Bindi, how do Buklod, how do CWS live in this world, and how we display that these words of God live actively in their lives. That's really the basis of everything that we try to do when we're trying to create a film, even if we're trying to create a script for some sort of on-spot piece or travel along. That's always the guidance that we're trying to do. We want to make it fun, but we want to make sure that everything is rooted in a Bible verse and something that really guides us as Christians.
Oh, very well said, Brother Ivan. Thank you so much. Now let's fast forward to the finished project. So, as their next question is for Ka Andrew. So, as the multimedia advisor, what are the specific things or quality that each and every church project must have before turning or sending them in for the submission?
Well, first, thank you for having me on the show, Paul. We really want to say thank you to our district ministers through their guidance. Brother Jun Pelon and Kawili Santos, thank you so much for allowing us to perform our duties as district multimedia officers here. Just like what Brother Ivan mentioned earlier, that everything is based on a Bible verse or the lectures that we receive from the worship services, or from the lectures that we receive from Brother Eduardo Manalo when he teaches the video streaming worship services. Something that cannot be avoided is that when we turn something in, whether that's an in-cinema film or the music videos or anything really, everything must be doctrinally sound. We cannot do anything or send anything that has any kind of doctrinal errors. That's where the administration is very conservative or very particular to make sure that everything that we say, everything that we do, everything that we display comes from our teachings, that we present the church in that way that's what we stand in. Just like what Brother Ivan mentioned, everything is based on our teachings, of course, on God's word.
Thank you so much, Kai Andrew. And I agree and can attest to what you have just said. Yeah, so saying that all the submissions that we had, whether for IN Cinema or the INC music videos, like you said, church news, and everything else, they have that specific quality or that special ingredient that each project has. And all the brethren who've seen and watched can agree that, and not to mention the awards that we've garnered as well, all throughout the 5 years that Multimedia has been doing this. So it's the perfect cherry on top. So I do have a question for Kaed. For someone who works in the film and television industry, what sets apart our multimedia team, including the talents, for those in your line of work, even though some or most or even all of them don't have the professional experience or any formal education when it comes to what they do for the team? But that's a loaded question. So before we get to your answer, we'll jump to our YouTube comments real quick and give you some time kind of process that. Okay, and for our shout outs from the YouTube live chat, let's talk about the one shout out we do have here on the couch from Brother Ivan on his whiteboard that says I heart INCRadio #OXN. So Sister Jenny Factura, oh hi mom. Happy 5th anniversary multimedia #ER. From Sister Jabal, hello as well. Happy 5th year anniversary to multimedia. Thanks to our team for all the fun and activities and the features and all the talents in our district. hashtag SFB. And then we also have 25 Jai. Okay, shout out to Multimedia Group. And then Gil Iniego, proud of Ka Andrew, SFB's resident worker. Hashtag San Fernando Valley. Ate Jo, what else do we have here?
Yes, we do have Edwin Ramos. Good AM po. Shout out to Santa Clarita. Hashtag LAC, hashtag SC. From Patricia Castro, good morning po. Hashtag GLE. Hashtag GLE, GLE. Next one po is from Gerson G. Happy viewing, everyone. Hashtag BUR Urbank.
Okay, thank you again to everybody in our YouTube comments and even in our live studio audience today.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get back to the question that I had asked you. I will ask you again. All right, so going back to Brother Ed with that question, what sets apart our multimedia team from those in your line of work, even without any professional or educational background?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, right? Because our district is a part of Hollywood. You know, Hollywood is in our district, and so it's kind of you would think that we would have a lot of people who work in the industry, but that's actually not the case.
Right.
But what I will say is that the difference between Hollywood, film, television industry, and what we do here in the district is that, you know, I've said this before, but there's no ego here. And that's like the biggest difference between Hollywood and what we do here. You know, we're all very collaborative. We all want to make something that is meaningful, that can affect not just the brethren, but all of the people who are watching our films and other projects. So really that's what it boils down to. And you know, even if we don't know how to do something, we don't know how to work camera or how to record audio, we help each other out. People who do have experience, we're happy to share that knowledge. We don't gatekeep. We want everybody to level up their skill set, and I think that's what's great about our district multimedia.
Thank you so much, Brother Ed. Now I want to ask Sister Aika. So based on experience, video editing can sometimes take hours of your time and sometimes can get frustrating. So do you take break in between? And if you do, what do you do to relax before going back to what you were working on?
That said a lot.
Yes, so definitely agree with you. It can be a little frustrating and it can take a lot of time for sure. I guess depending on the projects, if it's kind of short, then I'll kind of just put my headphones on and I'll get into the zone. So I don't usually take breaks then because it's sometimes harder to get back into it. But if I do take breaks for longer projects, I like to watch movies or shows with good cinematography because then it becomes inspiration. So that when you're editing, you're kind of like, oh, I wish I could emulate this or copy this. So I think I like to do that. And then if it's ever too difficult or frustrating, I of course pray because sometimes it's a lot. But it's all worth it in the end. It's nice to see the project completed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, Sister Aika, for that. And so I do have a question for you, Sister Christine. What unexpected challenges have you encountered while conducting live reports for our activities?
That's a good question. Actually, I think it was like the first question that we like talked about, like how we have to like think up on our feet. Something that I've learned in theater is like if you're nervous, it means you care. So I think like in those opportunities or in those times when we're doing live reports, the nervousness can really get to you. And I feel like that's one of the biggest challenges. Like even though I'm like always on stage, or even if I constantly do it, it's being nervous is a very normal thing for everybody. And sometimes, you just have to take a moment to like pray and ask God for guidance. And then once, you pray and you like God guides you, then everything is okay. But in sense of like live reports, sometimes you never know what a person will say. And so it's also important to think on your feet because sometimes you're like, oh, that didn't really answer my question. So how do I, you know, you know, the next question, how am I able to like implement that into the next thing so we can really create like a good conversation? And sometimes people really don't, give anything, and that's okay. Because when you're doing these interviews and you're creating a story, you don't get just like a whole thing. You get little bits and pieces to be able to curate a whole story, kind of like a puzzle. So I think like those challenges of you never know what to expect, and even in live reports, you never know, like maybe a ball can just like hit you, which has not happened, thankfully. Thankfully, has not happened. But in LA, there's a lot of things that happen, and there's a lot of things that can be distracting. So one of the biggest challenges, of course, is nervousness. You never know what you're going to expect. And then also just, understanding your surroundings. It's really important. So I think that is, the challenges.
Thank you so much.
So you gotta give it up to Sister Christine for her quick thinking in those kind of situations. So my next question is for Sister Adrian. What would be the perfect subject for aspiring videographers to focus on for them to hone their skill?
So for me, when I was kind of starting into diving into photography, videography, I like filming landscapes. So landscapes, the great outdoors, the sceneries, etc. It's because there are a lot more dimensions that you could kind of see. There's a lot of things that can inspire you. There's a lot of layers into it. And then also you can kind of adjust more of your settings when you're trying to film the outdoors. So there are a lot of color schemes that you can add into. You can use a lot of the capabilities and capacities or specs of your cameras. So you can kind of play with a lot of settings when it comes to taking point in subjects that are not moving. Although the great outdoors also has different aspects into it. There are a lot of factors. There are wind movements. There are a lot of sunlight, etc. There are a lot of factors that can kind of teach you when it comes to the outdoors and your camera because there are a lot of lights and a lot of other layers that you can kind of help with it.
Thank you so much. Now adding another thing on the list of things that I've learned today. So I will definitely try to get a camera after this, but I don't know, maybe I can borrow yours for a little bit.
Yes.
I'll get one of them. Though.
Okay, so Brother Ivan, I do have a question for you. As a producer, how do you evaluate a certain project to be considered successful?
Well, as important as our taste is, what really matters is what does our leaders think of it. So we will present all the ideas to Andrew. Andrew will go to change to our district minister. And our goal, whenever we're doing a film, whenever we're doing a project, our goal, our focus is if our leaders are pleased, then our God will be pleased. That's really our focus. It's not really, we try to do the best we can. My base focus is like, do I want to watch this? So I always try to make it something watchable that I would enjoy.
Yeah.
But again, the whose taste matters is our leaders. So if they're pleased, then we know that our Almighty God is pleased. So that's kind of our basis for how we approach anything that quality-wise, and quality for any project that we try to output.
Thank you so much, Brother Ivan. And for Kaed, um, for those who really want to help and be part of the district multimedia, but are hesitant to do so, or probably because they don't have the experience or doesn't know what office they can take up, what can you say to them to encourage and inspire them to think and join our multimedia team?
Just reach out to me. Oh, reach out to me. Reach out to myself, Kai Andrew. But also, don't be afraid. I think what's great, like I said before, none of us here are professionals, right? We're all here. We're all working together, and we're all collaborating to to learn. And so I think that's what's important. Even if you don't know how to edit, even if you don't know how to use a camera, we'll teach you. We collectively we all have the experience, and we want to share that knowledge with you. And so if you're interested at all, please do not hesitate to reach out to me or to Andrew or to your district multimedia in your district, so that way you can be a part of this amazing organization, which is the district multimedia.
Yes, I can agree. I've held a boom mic every now and then. So, alrighty. So for our last individual question, for Ka Andrew, what advice do you have for those trying to balance their time between their daily responsibilities, such as their job, school, all those things, and their duties?
You know, I think that when it comes to balance, it's kind of, I can use the word ironic actually, because even though it's true, we try to balance everything, but when we put more time in our office or our duties, it balances everything else out, actually. I've had my own experience before ministry that whenever I put my duties first, I would get better grades. I would have better opportunities. Things would just happen to be easier for some reason. And I think I can speak on behalf of all of the officers that are here that when we put our duties first, everything just kind of balances out, and that's God's work. That's God's blessing when we do that. It's kind of weird because it's not, in a way, it's not really balanced. No, it seems like we sacrifice more, we give more time for our duties, our office, but that's when God gives those kind of blessings, and then everything just happens to work out in ways that we never expected. Um, when it comes to everyone that is here, most of the time we're not on this on screen or on cam, and the officers that are behind the scene right now, like Brother Andy, Brother Jameson, Brother Vance, Brother Stephen, Brother Paul, all of our officers that that they're not on the screen right now, but they're still doing their part. They're doing their best. Um, we just know that in time, God will be the one to provide the things that we need to balance our lives.
Thank you so much, Andrew, for
Anybody
that
have a
inspiring
tissue?
words. And we all can relate. Are you okay?
Yeah, I needed to choose somebody.
So we hope that those who want to help out and be part of our multimedia team won't hesitate anymore to come forth and take up the duty and be part of our group. So before we move on, let's go on and read a few more comments and shout outs. So we're gonna go with Jackie Atienza. Good morning po. Greetings to all po. Happy viewing from City of Gorgeous Roses. Hashtag tags. From Lydia Corpus. Hashtag Oxnard. Good morning po. From Jamelin Joy La Rosa. Hashtag ER. And from Justin Abrincilio. We love you, brother Ivan. Hashtag SDCRI. SEP. Hashtag NC. And Mr. Thoughts One, hashtag SM. Good morning, brethren.
And then we have Sister Catherine Regana. Sorry, Paul. Happy 5th anniversary multimedia. Hashtag HKE. Oh, where is that from, Paul? Just let us know. And then we also have Sister Alicia Barrio. Bartolome. Sorry, I can't. Sorry. From our district multimedia here in Central Europe. Oh, to yours. Happy 5th anniversary, boss. Thank you so much for tuning in. I don't know what time it's over there. Oh, good evening. Thank you for being here. And then from Brother AJ Win, shout out to Ka Andrew Macadangdang, hashtag WH Woodland Hills. And then Sister Jamie Canlas, happy 5th year anniversary. And multimedia, shout out to Brother Ivan and Brother Andy and Brother Ed.
Thank you so much. Oh, we
Oh.
still have
Oh, and then we still have Brother Efren Felipe. Good morning for hashtag SFV. And before we do that, we're going to play our game. So does everybody have their whiteboards ready? Oh, there's one here for you, sister. Yeah. So we're gonna play a game. So we've given all of our guests here a whiteboard, and we're just gonna ask questions. So, okay. Are we doing a time? What's our time check, friend?
yes, time check is 9:28
Okay.
a.m.
Yep. So you're not reading the time wrong. That's correct. All right. And we're not done yet.
Yes.
Okay. It's because starting today, our broadcast is now 45 minutes.
Yes.
All right. Thank you both to Kuya Manley, our executive producer, and to everyone there in the main studio. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Um, oh, so we're doing brothers versus sisters. I'm so sorry. So our game, let me go over this. Now, before we continue with a few questions, we'll play a quick guessing game. So what we're gonna do is we'll read a line from one of our church projects. It can be lyrics, dialogue, and you have to guess the title of that project. Um, you have 10 seconds to write your answer on the whiteboards. So our first team, so we're doing brothers versus sisters, right? So our first team will be Ka Andrew, brother Ed, and brother Ivan. So that's you three. And then on our other team, we have Sister Christine, Sister Aika, Sister Adrian. Okay. So Ate Jo, first question, please.
Yes. So first question is, you're almost done. We're almost home. Almost at the end of the night, getting ready for the breaking dawn. Open your eyes. It is nearly the time. Salvation's almost here. It's yours. It's at the doors. For sure, the day is near.
So you need to give us, you have to guess
the
the
title.
title of the project.
Of the project. Yes. You can. I think you can
10
have
seconds,
one
friends.
answer. So
Yeah, you can
10,
use one whiteboard since you guys are all on the
9,
same team.
8, 7, 6,
Sisters, you have
5,
5 seconds.
4,
5 seconds. What was the title of the project?
2.
Do you know?
Oh, can I? Oh, wait. Yeah.
Yes.
Do I need to repeat? Okay. I'm gonna
Title
repeat
of that project, yes.
the project. The title of the project. Okay. Let me.
Okay, that was a
let me
practice
read.
round. Let's make that one a practice round. That's okay. Good job, everyone. Okay. So what's the answer? What did you guys write down?
Wait.
Did
Let me
you
read
write
the question
anything?
again. Okay.
Oh,
So
nice.
let me read the line. I guess. So you're almost done. We're almost home. Almost at the end of the night, getting ready for the breaking dawn. Open your eyes. It is nearly the time. Salvation's almost here. It's yours. It's at the doors. For sure, the day is near. So, what's the title of the project that we did? So, 10, 9, 8. Okay. So, what's your answer? Show us your answer, please.
What did you guys write down? Just show us really quickly. What did you guys This was just a practice round. So it's okay. It's okay. Just what did you guys put on your lovely whiteboard? In concert, okay. Do you have anything over here for our brothers, team brothers? INC and be almost home. That was the correct answer.
Oh,
Too bad we're not. Are we
was gonna
counting
put the
that? I
words of
thought this was
God.
a practice round. Okay, too bad we're not counting that point. But
Yeah.
congratulations, Andrew, for getting that correct. Okay, so the next one. Are we ready? Are we ready, team? Yeah, that was the practice one. So this one is the real deal now. Okay. So our next one. Well, Mom, I actually prayed that God would somehow make our family happy again. I knew that you guys were going through a hard time, and I was shocked that He answered that prayer so fast yesterday. So, someone in our audience knows the answer, but we're going to give you 10 seconds.
7, 6,
5,
4,
4, 3, 2,
2,
1. Okay, show your whiteboards, please. What does our whiteboard say? Okay, so it has subject to the rules, and they have it correct. In cinema, subject to the rules. And we have, Sister Aika over here adding, but
We
they
are
did
in-
have in
We are
cinema.
at the
They
chapel,
did have in
brethren.
cinema the whole time. Can you show
We
your
are at the
whiteboard,
chapel.
please? Subject to the rules. Okay. I will give everyone a point for that. Maybe half a point for this.
Can we
Sisters
emphasize the
over
word
here.
rules?
There was no rule
I
about
think
it.
it's kind of a little biased because we screen all of the
Yeah, they're expressing.
so we read it really thoroughly.
I knew exactly. I knew which movie this was. But
Disadvantage.
nope, you guys got it.
Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations. Ate Jo, what's our next one? Next
So
one.
next is Anak. He may need help. He says he feels alone. I just
It's also
want to
behind.
let him know that he's never alone. If he needs help, someone to talk to, he has the officers. He has me to talk to. If he needs company, he has the CFO. If he needs comfort or anything, he has all of us. Most importantly, Anak, he has God. So, timer, 10, 9, 8, 7,
Oh,
six.
they didn't need all 10
Okay, they
seconds.
don't
Wow,
need
that's
10 seconds,
crazy. Okay,
okay?
everybody show your whiteboard, please. So the correct answer was in Cinema 2020 for Lost Connection. 1 point for each group as well.
Mine says
Again,
starring
they
brother
didn't.
Paul Menez.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You're correct. Yeah, starring brother
Extra
Paul
point
Menez.
for Team Brothers.
I don't think this is how this goes, brother
Extra
Ivan.
point for Team Brothers.
Okay, well,
Arguably the one of the best in cinema films we've had
yes, yes,
done.
yes.
Have you watched it?
Okay.
Yeah, later.
Alrighty, we're on to the next one. So if you guys, there's also behind on the one of the screens, they also have the quotes there as well. So our next one, whenever someone told me no, God was actually telling me to keep going. When I thought God was saying no, he was actually redirecting me to reach this point of happiness and success. Whenever I felt like I was failing, God was just training me for the future he would give me. He had a purpose for me all along. It definitely wasn't the one that I had planned for, but it was the purpose that God prepared me for. Okay, ready? 10 seconds.
9,
8, 7,
7,
6,
5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, everybody, show your whiteboards. What is our answer? So our sister team here says in cinema plan to prosper with heart saying hi Sophia. And then Andrew says plans to prosper in cinema. Brother Ivan, would you love to read your whiteboard out? Okay,
Mine
please.
says starring Sister Sophia, Austria. Plans to number
Uh-huh.
prosper. Because that's how kids write it.
Oh, I see. I don't know. We'll see. And then Ed says plans to prosper, which you are all correct. But I'm going to question your number 2. I will question that. But it's okay. We'll give you guys the points anyways. All right.
Yes, and so our next one is through the struggles and storms of life, we carry on, heads held high. God is on our side, and though the world may seem so cold, our focus is on our reward foretold. We look to God's promise of our true life. We are running towards the sunrise.
All right. 10 seconds.
That's 10,
9,
9,
8,
8,
7, 6,
5,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody show your whiteboard. Okay, for the brothers, see we have Sunrise, INCMV 2021, and then Kai Andrew drew a beautiful sun. We need to also let everyone know that Kai Andrew draws. And then Sister Christine for our sister team here, INCMV Sunrise. Oh, sorry. Best director, Sunrise, Brother Ed. Correct? Okay, that's another point for
Best director
everybody.
in the world.
Oh, but that wasn't on your whiteboard. I'm sorry. Okay, last one. Paul, I told you once, I told you 1,000 times, I don't need to celebrate my birthday. The candles won't even fit on my cake anymore. Okay, where's that one from, friends? 10 seconds.
10,
9,
9,
8,
8,
7,
7,
6,
6,
5,
5,
4,
4,
3,
3,
2,
1.
1. Everybody
Show
show your whiteboard. It says in center stage unshaken. Brother Ivan said unshaken in 2019. I can't read the end of that, but I knew what you were trying to say. Andrew had a question mark with a happy face. Again, he's great at drawing, everyone.
I wasn't
And
here
then
for that.
for the sisters team, they have Unshaken. So Kai was right. It was in center stage for Unshaken. All right. Another point for everybody there. And then so we're gonna continue on with the questions for the group. Okay, so out the
So
jump.
which of the projects that you worked on was the most challenging for you? So this is not a test anymore.
Oh yeah. You're not gonna get graded on this one. I'm sorry, guys.
So
I'm
this is
sorry.
a question for everyone. So again, which of the projects that you worked on was the most challenging for you? So let's go on to Sister Christine first.
I think the one that I can really think of was Lost Connection. I think that was like a really difficult one because that was really during the pandemic. And I just want to give a big shout out to Brother Ed for being really amazing with that edit because it was insane. I remember filming, well, not really filming because it was like on FaceTime. I had a scene with Brother Paul, and he was like the dad, and I was the daughter, and it seemed like I was filming in my own house. And Priya Paul was filming in his own house, but Ed was able to just like put it together. So that was just kind of really difficult. Like I never really thought like, oh, we can film in our own houses. That's kind of cool. But I think that was just like really difficult, not being able to like film scenes and things like that, or like being part of like in cinema. That was really like for me the difficult one.
Thank you so much. So, Sister Adrian, same question to you. Which one was the most challenging?
So I would say the one that I've worked on this year because I worked on a CWS Songs of Faith, Love and Hope entry this year. Yay, AZ, hi. Okay, so we had to do that in a short amount of time. And the idea that we had for this specific Songs of Faith, Love, and Hope is us jumping into different locations in the district. So I think we had a lot of locations that are on site. And considering the fact that we are filming a kid, it was also very hard because we have to kind of play with his temper too. So long as he's in the mood, we're okay. But then of course, kids aren't really very privy into filming with long amounts of
Right.
time while he was singing and dancing and doing all of the things that he was doing in the film. So that was a bit challenging, but it was also very fun.
All right, and Sister Aika, same question to you from all the project you worked on. Which one was the most challenging?
Uh, Probably this moment.
Nice. Uh-huh. Yeah.
So obviously, I'm not on the camera very often.
Mhm.
I'm very behind.
You're so real. I love that. You're
So
so real.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very nervous.
I could
here.
never tell.
Oh, we
No, no,
can-
no.
we can
Like
tell.
what Sister
I
Christine said.
care.
Right.
So-
Yes,
I
exactly.
care.
There you go.
But
All
yes,
right.
probably this moment. And
Wait,
yeah.
out of all the projects you've done, this is the most challenging one?
And probably also the LAC 5th anniversary concert that we did.
Oh yes.
There were a lot of videos that had to be edited for that, and then I think I had also done a lot of the voiceovers, and I think that was my first time in this district doing voiceovers, and I was asked to do all of them. So
Sorry.
there was a lot of stress. It was fun. It was very enjoyable, and I had an opportunity to, kind of test out my voice and stuff. But
Yeah.
there was a lot of pressure there. So
Oh, that was you? What?
People thought it was an AI actually, but no, it was Sister Ika.
AI. And that is our brother Ed for you, everybody. That was so good. Alrighty. So our next question. Oh, Ate Jo.
So next is which one is your favorite or the most memorable? So first we're gonna go on to Andrew.
That's not fair. There are so many. There's so many from our music videos, of course, in cinemas, all of the activities that we film, and all of the, even when it comes to, sometimes it gets overlooked, but even when we have interviews with like brethren and guests, and we get to see their genuine reaction, things like that. But if you're asking me, my yeah, thank you. It would have to be Lost Connection. It's just something else. I know it's pandemic, obviously that's, we can't get out of our memories now, right? So, but just the way that it was written and the way that it was edited was really, really something. I think Brother Ed and I, we kind of, when we were going over that, there's a movie I'm not allowed to name because it's branding. I can't name it, but there's a movie that we kind of took the idea from, and then we came back and forth with it and see like how could we make this happen. And really, when it comes down to it, we have to say a special thank you to Ka Ed for his award-winning editing.
Okay, thank you so much to our guests today for such a fun broadcast. Thank you so much for coming out here and meeting with us. It was such a pleasure. And like you said, Kai Andrew, we can't pick a favorite at all for anything that we've done here for our district. So before we go, on behalf of everyone in the Multimedia and INC Radio Los Angeles, we would like to thank the following. To my local congregation of Eagle Rock for allowing us to have our live show here today. To the brethren who are here this morning, and to those who are always tuning in to INC Radio. Okay. And then we also have to our brethren who are here this morning. Oh, sorry. To our resident minister, Brother Ejim Cordova, to our assistant district minister, Brother Willie Santos, to our district minister, Brother Artemio T. Jr. Kajun. Special thanks to our SEBC CEO and CFO coordinator, Brother Angelo Iranio V. Manalo, and especially to our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. And on behalf of Ate Jo, Brother Stephen, Sister Bree, Brother Paul, and myself, I'm Sister Jalen, here to bring you more laughter, more fun, more
Thank you, Paul.
Happy anniversary!
Happy 5th anniversary! Woo-hoo! Shout out to everybody there. And our live audience!
Live audience!
Keep waving, friends.
Presenting the iglesianicristo Sign Language Guide, Android and iOS version. We gladly introduce the new interface of our INC Sign Language Guide, Android, and the much-awaited iOS version. The INC Sign Language apps is a project of the Christian Society for the Deaf under the Christian Family Organizations Office of the Iglesianicristo Church of Christ. It is a part of the church's continuous intensive efforts to reach out to and care for the deaf, INC members and non-members alike. This free sign language app includes the following features: 8,000 plus vocabulary entries, all in video, customizable video playback speeds, examples of signed phrases and sentences, categorized everyday signs like alphabet, numbers, colors, greetings, educational terms, medical terms, legal terms, iglesianicristo and religious terms, and many more. User maintainable favorites category, fast search and voice search. All features are available offline. And since these sign language applications contain phrases concerning the iglesianicristo and religious terms, we can use these apps in inviting more deaf fellow men to to learn the basic doctrines being taught inside the church. For more information, please visit www.iglesianicristo.net, www.facebook.com/Christian Family Organizations, www.facebook.com Christian Society for the Deaf. Thank you for your support.
You know what, Rye?
Hold on, one second. Yeah.
Hello? Earth to Ryan!
I'm so sorry. What's up?
I noticed you've been on your phone a lot lately.
Yeah, I've been really busy.
And I noticed it's been a while since you've caught up with me over phone call.